I don't know if you saw any of that.
No, I didn't.
My whole system just went down. So how long did it take until I came back?
It did the countdown.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the countdown.
No,
I
did
didn't
the
see
countdown.
anything.
You popped right back on. If you would never say you went down, I would never know.
Oh, okay. Because you asked me the question, as soon as I was answering, my whole thing went black. So I was like, I
it
don't
looked
know.
perfectly fine on mine. It looked perfectly fine.
So, okay, cool. So we're leaving that in. I don't care, whatever. So welcome everybody back. We are recording for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You are my next to last person. So just to answer that for you. So we are recording after week 18. So we already know the matchup. So that will be different from the other episodes. We already know who's playing, when they're playing, what time they're playing, and all of that. I'll still ask you all the questions, but now we know a little bit more about the team. So I'll like talk a little bit about that. And then everybody should know by now, but I'm talking to all 14 playoff teams, a fan from each team, and we're just going to talk about their team. I think this is so fun for me. Like everybody's like, how do you do these? Like, this is so cool. And I'm like, it's just fun because it's like, I never get to hear about these teams. So welcome everybody back. And welcome to my second guest appearance from Technically T. So I know you talk about electronics all the time. So anytime I can steal you so that you can talk about football and give me your football takes, sign me up for that.
Oh yeah, I'm all for it. Sports is my next thing, so it's all good. Love to do it.
Yeah, and you like to, trigger people, and like they don't like your honesty, so they're like,
but it's okay. Some people got to hear it. Some people got to get it. You know what I mean?
So I've learned lately, like people are so sensitive about the wrong things. So I'm just like,
I don't even want to comment, yo.
Yeah. So in case people don't know who you are, introduce yourself. And I will ask you about, well, you can introduce yourself and then you can tell us, like, how do you feel this season went? How excited are you for where your team is at? Are you surprised? Like, let us know how you feel.
All right. So first of all, Technically T, you guys see the name. See, I do YouTube content creation, tech accessories. Over 100K subscribers. Been doing it for a little while. So
okay. Where are you at now though?
119.
Okay. Because the last time I was talking to you, you were like, yeah, I'm probably not going to grow that much. Because I think you were at like 105, I think.
Probably. Yeah. So that I do it on my side. It's my side gig, So I love and enjoy doing it. YouTube is one of my things, but I love sports also. So the Bucks, of course, been a Bucks fan forever. I was trying to figure out what jersey I wanted to wear. My boy actually got me a jersey that I said I would never buy. And one of my best friends actually bought me a Brady jersey. And I was just, I didn't see it coming. I'll get it. I wasn't going to buy me a Brady jersey. I got you. Jersey, but I got it. So
I love that.
I'm a Bucks fan. Not many of us out here, but we hold it down. But the season, how did the season go?
Wait, do you know? Have I asked you this before? Do you know other Bucks fans?
I know.
Like as that are friends, like people in your life?
One my friend I went to college with, and one of my best friends, female friends from college, her boyfriend's a Bucks fan. Okay. I only know, I can count on one hand how many Bucks fans I know. True, like people that I talk to.
Okay. Yeah. Just curious.
Yeah. It's not many.
Yeah. I literally don't know any. I'm always like, so you got to do this because.
So how the season went? That's what you want to know, right? How do I feel about
I want to know how the season. Yeah. How do you feel?
The Bucks season, following the Bucks is always a stressful time because we always have such a hot. You would think when it comes to the NFC South that we would just run things. Every other team in the NFC South is kind of all over the place. Falcons kind of caught fire, with the Kirk Cousins, and they, Penix on the late coming. But I feel good, and I'm actually proud of them because this team, the way we are, we should not be here. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
We should not be here. Injuries have plagued us, and I know we'll definitely talk about that big coming up. That's one thing that's just, but the fact of, and I got to use a Coach Prime word right here, we have been very resilient.
Okay.
We have been. Like, if I have to say it, they find a way to get it done. Baker, I thought was going to take a landslide this second year, and he's just proved me absolutely wrong. I think he got snubbed in the Pro Bowl, but we're not going to take it there as well.
Who got in over him?
Jaden Daniels. Which I'm not knocking that. Who else got in? I forgot the guy.
Did they give Jalen Hurts in?
Probably. I would think so.
Okay.
I can't remember, but I felt like Baker had such a great year. Yeah. I felt like he should have been in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the way Baker has stepped up, the way Mike Evans has stepped up, the way my rookies have stepped up, that is the most thing I'm impressed about this year is my rookie play. Like I am, and we spoke about that in our first one, that I really like our picks, and they've came out to some of them, well, most of them have really, really been beneficial to the team. That just came up so clutch because of our injuries. So overall, I'm like super proud of the Bucs for getting to this point. Didn't see it. I really didn't see it. I thought this was going to be a down year for us. And especially once I saw those injuries roll in, I was like, oh, this
wasn't it like one game? It felt like it was like I felt like a linebacker, a receiver,
game.
A running back.
Just, and then even up until the last week with Jordan Whitehead gets injured in a car crash coming to practice.
Right. Yeah, I saw that.
Down. You know what I mean? So it's just like we put a franchise tag on Antoine Winfield. He hasn't played but a couple games all year. So it's just like this is what we need to go deep into the playoffs. And once again, we'll get to that. But overall, I'm proud of them. Didn't see this coming. Love our rookie play and love the way that certain players stepped up when the name was called. So I love it. I feel good about the first round. I really do. After that, I just don't know if we have the depth to go any further. You know what I mean? But, we'll see. They've been proving me wrong. Hopefully they can keep doing it.
I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan on Sunday. And I was like, if Mike Evans does not get these yards,
please get the yards.
like I'm like, you have really two jobs, right? Make the playoffs, win the game, which whatever. However, if he does not get these yards, and then towards the end of the game, I was like, they're not going to screw him out of these 5 yards, are they?
Can't do it.
So I was so proud, as if I'd been watching him all year. Like, you couldn't tell me in that moment that this wasn't my team, because I was like, throw the ball to Mike.
I love Mike. When he retires, I hope he retires a Buck. I hope he doesn't try to prolong his career and go. I hope he retires a Buck. That's the first ballot gold jacket. That's the first ballot gold jacket. You know what I mean? Easily. So, yeah, I mean, I love that guy. I hope he balls out. I need him. I need him at the big game Sunday. So yeah.
So getting into this, what do you think the strength of your team is? So like overall season went well, obviously the injuries, however, you're still in the playoffs. You still, depending on your organization, a lot of organizations, the goal is win the division, get in the playoffs, win a playoff game, because let's be honest, everyone's not winning the Super Bowl. Like, it's just not. So how do you, you guys have accomplished all of those things so far. So how do you feel like your strength of your team is now dealing with everything that you're dealing with?
I mean, you mean the strength as in like how you think we'll do in the playoffs?
Yeah, like what do you think? Like so I guess let me say this as I get my hot lemonade, my steamed lemonade, my mint steamed lemonade, whatever it is. So I think a lot of people, when they start watching the playoffs in the NFL, they don't really know what they're watching, because they're watching teams they haven't watched all year.
Right.
And so for me, when people will be like, well, what's the strength of the Steelers? Like, people are naturally going to be like, oh, the Steelers defense, because we have that reputation. Very true. Sometimes the strength might be like, it is our kicker. So because he's our strength, the way that we play football is a little bit different, because, sometimes we're like, we're not going to score a touchdown here, but we might kick a field goal, Right. So I just like to give people context. Like, when you look at your team and you say, I know if all else fails, this part of our team is going to do something.
You know what? I don't know if we have a particular part that strong. Everybody really just does their job, balls out when their name is called, and gets the job done. Like Baker. If Baker has an on game, Baker can be one of the best quarterbacks in the league. You know what I mean? When he's on, he can do some Baker stuff and kind of get flubbered up and do some things, just like Mike Evans. You always gonna get a big game out of Mike. And then Bucky Irvin, just an emerging rookie, 1,100 yards. Never would have thought he'd have been running back one. Like, honestly, to be honest, that's who I'm riding the back of during this playoffs. Is Bucky Irvin, because he has been getting it done time and time again. I think he's the number one back with yards after contact in the whole league. Like,
interesting.
He has truly been getting it done, and him providing. Without him, we're not where we are. Put it like that. Yeah. Without him, we're not where we are. So I think our offensive is explosive enough to take us through some playoff games. I'm mainly concerned about our defense. So I think when you watch us, you'll see an action-packed offense. You're going to get McMillan. This is a rookie that's balling out. You're going to get what you're going to get out of Mike Evans. Devin Cope, He's a rookie that came out of Washington. He's coming around. He was kind of.
I was gonna say, how has that worked out?
He's been coming around. He had a couple games out, but for the past couple games, he's been getting the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? So he's slowly emerging. Cade Otton. I mean, these people kind of battle. A lot of people are battling little ailing injuries. This has kept them out. So what else? You're still going to see a high-powered offense. I still think with the weapons that we do have, offense that's healthy, they can put up points. Mike Evans, McMillan, Bucky Irvin, Baker Mayfield, they will score some points. So I think you will see a locked-in offense with a managing defense, because right now we are 30th in the NFL, I think, with passing yards per game, against us.
So then the next question is, what is the biggest weakness? So secondary. Sounds like it's
secondary. Linebackers, secondary. That's what we are hurting, because you're talking about Winfield. We're talking about Jamel Deans, Jordan Whitehead. I mean, there's so many players that's hurt, and they've still been getting it done barely. That's what's crazy. Like, we're hurting so bad, but they're still pulling together as a team and making it happen. Like, I would have never thought that. That's our weakness by far, is our secondary. There's no starters just about in the secondary right now. All second string players that's still stepping up and getting the job done. And I just hope maybe 2 of our players can potentially get healthy for this first round game, and if we win this, can get healthy for the next playoff game. But our weakness is easily our secondary, because they were talking about going to pick up some free agents because they are that weak in the secondary. But they're balling, they're managing, they're playing as a team. Secondary, even though they're not the greatest, our offense can put up points. The games that we have lost, the only game that we weren't in at all was the Denver Broncos, when we lost that game. It was a blowout. Every other game that we lost has been under a touchdown or so. So we've always been right there.
Yeah.
But our passing defense is what scares me going into the playoffs, because you're facing some great quarterbacks.
Especially,
Jaden Daniels is not who we were week 1 when we beat them. They're not the same team. He is jailed. He has got the timing. He has his rhythm together with his Terry McLaurin. He has it together. So that's what I'm afraid about going into this game, is you're facing a team that, you beat when we were healthy early in the year. They didn't have it all together. Now this team has it together. And now that's going to see, okay, can we continue to step up and being able to contain him and also try to keep these passing yards down? If we can't do that, we're going to have a first round exit.
So is that the matchup you're going to be looking at to see how Daniels is able to figure out? Are you concerned about his scrambling ability, or is it more about the receiving?
He can do both. He can do both. You know what I mean? I feel like we do have athletic ends. I feel like we have some athletic outside linebackers, but I think Daniels mainly is a pass first quarterback, scramble second. You know what I mean? Truth, I think he is personally, but I'm worried about a little bit of both. Now, I truly am, even though they're young. Now, think about that team. It's a young team. We have a lot of veterans with great playoff experience on our team. So I think that might give us a little slight edge, when it comes to it, coming to our stadium. Young,
that will help. I
think that really has a big advantage on our end. So I'm concerned a little bit of both, because he can do both great, and once again, he's getting his timing together. He's more comfortable. That was his first game as an NFL quarterback we played in. You know what I mean? Come on. It's, even though he did fairly good for a rookie, he has it figured out now. And that's where I'm like, all right, let's see. We're banged up on, and he knows that we're going to be banged up. He's going to take his shots to McLaurin. He only had 4 catches, I think, for like 17 yards that first game. It's not happening again.
Really?
He didn't do anything that first game. I don't think he bought it all. He didn't. We put clanks on him, but it's not going to be the same anymore. I don't think.
What the interesting thing to me is when I think about, so young teams scare me. Young teams are like the Arizona State Texas matchup. And I mean that with all due respect.
Right.
You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if they're going to all be meshing. You don't know if they're just going to go out there and leave it on the field. Yep. I knew Arizona State was going to do fake punts, fake this, fake
anything you can to
throw it all. Exactly.
One play. You know what I mean? To go your way that they don't expect, and the whole game.
Yeah. So y'all don't even know what you don't know, and you don't care. You have no fear. You feel nothing. So it's like I don't know what I'm gonna get.
And that's why it's like it's all once again, the old football saying, it's always hard to beat a team twice. You know what I mean? Especially if you've seen somebody week 1 compared to now. What's that? 17 weeks? What is that? How many? 19?
Yeah.
What's the weeks? I mean,
it seems like forever ago.
Forever, right? So it's just like you're talking about a completely different team. You know, what I mean, they had injuries, we have injuries, so it's gonna be a matchup.
September, October, November, December. So that's like 5 months. Yes, I have to count with my hands. Okay. If you have a problem with that, I don't care.
No, I get it. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Earlier today, somebody said something. They were like, and then take 29 minus that. And I was like, carry the 1, 4, 2, 4, 7. It is 7, actually. So, old age, you know, it gets you every time.
It gets you every time.
Yeah. So when I was looking at the matchups, because obviously I knew I was going to release my series.
Yeah.
And so once I saw all the matchups on paper, I feel like every year in the playoffs, there's always a matchup where you're like, nobody really cares about that. No one really cares about that.
Yeah.
But this year, I feel like it doesn't really exist because every matchup has a thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like the Eagles playing against Green Bay. Okay, now Green Bay is injured. They had one of their star, receiver got injured. And then like we don't know what's happening with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. So there's a thing. Yeah. You know, like every team, Minnesota being a 5th seed or whatever they are with 14.
Who are the Chargers playing?
The Chargers are playing the Houston Texans, who have been sliding.
They've been sliding.
But then it's like Harbaugh, new coach.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we? And then of course,
like me, I told everybody look out for Denver. You know what I mean?
Right, Denver playing
Buffalo. It's not a runaway game. I don't feel. You know,
right? And Denver's defense or Buffalo's defense has been struggling, and even the fan mentioned their defense has been struggling. And Bo Nix is a rookie, so what are we going to get from him? So I feel like every single game, there's something where I'm like, I need to watch this because I need to see what's going to happen. Like, and I want to know, are the Vikings going to like, how are they going to play? Do they have to play the Rams? Are they pissed that they got to play the Rams?
That game was a toss up to me.
It's like, the only team I probably I was just going to say the only team I think is going to win 100%. But then I thought about it and I really don't know. I mean, even my Steelers, like we're totally sliding. We're totally whatever. And now it's officially came out that Zay Flowers isn't playing.
He's out. Yeah, that's tough.
So there's like things like I'm like, it's not going to help. It's not going to, anyways. So I feel like every game is interesting. So
it is.
Yeah, I'm excited. And these seasons are so long. So I don't even know what to say anymore.
I'm just like, I'm here. You know what I mean? It's just
we arrived.
Barely. Didn't think we were gonna make it.
I have 2 teams playing in January, and I don't know if I should be anxious, excited, and they're playing back to back. And obviously, I make videos about them, and I feel differently about them for different reasons. And they're both underdogs. Like I have all this stuff happening this week, and I'm like, I just need to stay focused. I need them to do their job.
I'm stressed out about one team, so 2, I couldn't handle it. Blood pressure be out the roof.
I know. I talked to you before this. Like we talked a little bit offline, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to cover 3 teams. It's been exhausting.
I know it has.
But I don't know if I would change anything.
Oh, you're having fun with it. That's once you're having fun, you gotta have fun.
Yeah.
If you're not having fun, it's gonna get
I'm exhausted. Yeah. Like at this point, I could just spit out the things. I'm like, and this team, and they can't do this, and they can't do this.
It's gonna get boring, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So having said all of that, okay, we know who you play first round. Got it. Is there anybody that when you just look at the field that you're like, if we could just kind of like avoid that team, that would be great? Is there anybody that you think matches up really well against you all? And because you're my next to last person, I don't know if you've watched the episode yet. I'm going to have you guess who you think said you guys. Yeah. That wasn't the question I'm going to ask you, but that's an additional one that I just thought about.
And I know I saw that question when who do I want to avoid? I'm not necessarily worried about the Eagles. Surprisingly, you would think that I'm not really worried about them. Crap. Who would I want to avoid?
What about Detroit? How do they match up with you all?
We did beat Detroit.
Okay.
I don't think we have nothing for their running game and passing game. We beat them, which to this day, I don't know how we beat them. That was a surprising win. We just played great ball that day. Even though Hutchinson had like 6 sacks, but
he did.
I want to avoid the Lions.
Tweet, is anybody going to block Hutchinson?
Nobody. Just let them in the backfield. Let them live back there. Just let them move in. Let them move
You're
in.
like, is anybody
I
gonna
was in
block
here
him?
losing my mind. Do you hear me? I was here, and I
You were on Twitter,
and my boy was in here. He's from Detroit. And he was here that weekend. I'm here losing my mind. But Detroit is a team who I don't want to see. I don't want to see Detroit again. We don't beat them again if we beat them up. I don't want to see Detroit. They're playing.
Yeah.
They just put up so many points. Even though we can. I think we can score with them, but stopping them. Amon St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, them dudes is hitting right now. You know what I mean? They are on full cylinders balling. So I don't want to play the Lions. I got our one win. Let me dance off in the rain without one win against them. I don't want to play the Lions. That's about the only team. Surprisingly, I'm not really worried about anybody else. You know why I'm not? Because I don't see us going that far. And I'm a realistic fan.
Okay, well then there's that. FYI, it's still 10-10, just so you know.
I'm just okay, cool. I'm a realistic fan. People always say, "Oh no, T, you gotta." No, I'm a realist. If I feel like we're not going to go that far, I'm going to be real. Like that's just straight up, you know.
As we all should be.
Yeah,
I always say, yeah, I want my team to win. We're going to win. We're going to dominate them. But the reality is,
we barely got here. Oh, as I'm drinking out of my Buccaneers glass, I didn't see that.
Okay. I know that's right.
Yes,
I'm drink responsibly.
All the Bucs things. So the Detroit Lions, I feel like at this point now, even with their injuries, they're still up. Them dudes are playing lights out right now. So do not want to see them. Philly, not necessarily worried about them. Who else is out there?
That would really be the only options unless somebody upsets somebody.
Yeah, it's like Rams. I'm not really
Rams, Vikings. Obviously, you guys play the Commanders.
Yes,
Who am I forgetting?
Somebody out there, Philly.
Who am I forgetting? Packers.
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, no team scares me.
Okay.
Besides the Lions.
Who do you think said you guys?
The Lions? Was it the Lions?
No. It was a team you said you were not worried about.
The Rams?
The Eagles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We beat the Eagles every time.
Yeah, that's what she said. She was like, this might sound crazy, but the Bucs. And I was like, really?
Like, we are the NFC East Slayers first round. It's the Eagles or the Cowboys. We bounced both of them up out of here first round all the time.
That's what she said. She was like, I don't know what it is. We cannot, we struggle with them.
We do.
So yeah, y'all are kind of like how the Steelers are to a lot of teams. Like, listen, not the Chiefs, okay? Not the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the others, right? You know who I'm talking about.
The other crowd, yeah.
Right, like let's call it what it is. Like there's levels. Yep, but like a lot of people like this week are like, y'all have to take out Baltimore. I don't want to play them.
They don't play them. No.
But Baltimore is like, they don't want to play us. So
I've had a Rams fan and my boys. He said I did not. The two Commanders fan that I know was like, I did not want to play y'all. They were like,
it's because y'all are scrappy, and so are we.
I don't want to play them,
it's
man.
not going to be pretty. Well, we can't score any points. But if you make it a fight, we're going to be up in there. Because we're going to fight. We're going to claw. We're going to grab you. We're going to throw you. We're going to yell, kick, scream, whatever, by any means.
You guys are physical. I don't want to play you guys. Like, as soon as my boy said, he was just like, He said, but I feel good. But you guys were the last team I wanted to play. I did not want to play the Bucs. You know what I mean? Because it's those teams that you sleep on that's barely got in.
Every time.
Has something to prove. We have that experience. You know what I mean? Like, you got to watch out for us. And a lot of people are writing us off. We did a big pool today at work. We have a big board. We write them all out. Nobody chooses the Bucs. Everybody on the Bucs. I said, you know what? I got us beating the Commanders comfortably. I think it'll be an easy game. It sounds crazy. I think we come out with that win. They have a young team. We got to come to our house. We're playing. We're on a streak right now. You know what I mean? So it's just like, well, I'm not gonna talk about that Dallas loss, but we're on a,
we lost to them too. But that's why we're kind of like a similar team.
God.
Like we do, yeah. So would you feel confident if you all were going to Washington to play? Are you confident because you feel like you all are at home and it's you can kind of stay on a roll, or is it because the team?
No, I feel like we're on a roll, and I feel like that coming home just helps us. We're on that booth. Mike Evans just got that, that I feel like we're on a up. We're on a high, and I just need everybody to just know that if you play your game, just rattle. I want us to go back to old school Tampa D. And I want Todd Bowles to really get in his bag against Jaden Daniels because he is a defensive-minded person. Also, I like him as a defensive coordinator.
I was just – so how does the fan base feel about Todd Bowles?
I feel like a lot feel like I do. I think I love him as a defensive coordinator. I just don't know. He just gives you that fire that Bruce Arians did when he was there as a head coach leader. I don't know if he just the vocal. He just seems so timid and just so soft spoken. Like I think of a head coach getting in your ass. If I can, I just really think like. Paul.
Well, you said it.
Do you not like cousin?
No, you're fine.
So I just imagine a head coach like every head coach that I've had growing up was just not the soft spoken. Like I like him as a defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? Head coach, he gets it done. He's a good overall manager of the team, but I like him as a defensive mind, and I just need him to really draw it up. And I want us to get back to that Tampa defense where we won a Super Bowl with this guy here. I want them to just pins out like you see. Nope, you see how we were on Mahomes that night. Couldn't do a thing. You know what I mean? I want us to just try to get back to that swarming D that we can have. You know what I mean? If we do that, it's no telling where the team can go if our offense can keep clicking like it's been. So, Todd Bowles has been there. So I can't knock him. I don't really prefer him as a head coach, but I like him as a defensive coordinator person.
Lately, I have been on this don't be bored with consistency kick. And I work out every day, whether I go hard or like just walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes or whatever, like just to move every day. And one day I was like, why am I doing this? Like nobody, like who am I trying to prove that I can work it every day? Because I had this long streak going, right? And so in my mind, I'm playing these mind games and I have that quote somewhere and I looked up and I thought, exactly, get your workout clothes on. Like go on out there, go on. And I think, so I feel sometimes I'm like that with my team. I'm like, our defense is fine, right? And I'm like, they're not doing anything great, but they're not screwing it up, but they're doing like, I'm like, come on. And then I think like, it's not them though. They are not the problem. It's the offense. But because I'm so used to them like taking over, I don't criticize the offense as much as I should. And that's not fair. It's like they're doing a job together. And I expect our defense to just be A+ students every week. And I'm okay with my offense being a C+ student because I'm used to you being a C+ student, and it's like, that's not fair.
So you think about Pittsburgh, you think about defense. That's what
exactly. Yeah. And we can't score. And every time I say that, the next game we score. So I'm like,
well, your boy Pickens, man.
I love him though. But you know what? Here's what I say. Here's what I always say to people. You have to have somebody like a Pickens. You have to have somebody that's a little rough around the edges.
No doubt.
Because he's giving you fire. Because let me tell you something. Wilson's not going to give us that. TJ Watt's not going to give us that. No. You know what I mean? They're not those guys. That's not their job.
You need that chippy. You got to have a player like that. You got to.
I need to know that if something pops off,
you got one on you.
He's coming. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't care who we're fighting. He's coming.
I love it. You gotta have a crash out. Everybody has to have a crash out.
Every team has to have a crash out. So that's what, and I tell people, they're like, yeah, but what about? And I'm like, no, you're missing it. Like, anyways. So leave George Pickens alone. Let George Pickens be who George Pickens is. Because if you take away who he is, you also are taking away part of his skills and the thing that gets him going. So
yeah, that's true.
So anyways. This isn't about me. This is about you. So I am curious to know, this is the question I told you I'm not going to prepare you for, but whatever. Yeah. In your perfect Super Bowl, who would you play in the Super Bowl? Or maybe it's not your team. Maybe who would you want to see in the Super Bowl this year? And after you tell me yours, I'll tell you mine.
Damn. That's question.
Mine kind of sucks a little bit because I'm going with Eagles and Ravens.
Okay. I was going to go.
I might be. Somebody kind of convinced me that a Bills Lions would be fun because none of them have ever won the Super Bowl. And so I was like,
true. That would be fun.
like, maybe.
I want to see. I don't want to see Mahomes get that close. I really want him to lose the first game. This is gonna sound crazy, but from the AFC, I want to see Denver.
Ooh, okay.
Denver.
Dave Talks Buffs is gonna love that.
Lions.
Interesting.
Something different. Just the underdog versus the powerhouse, and see if they can make it. Maybe because even though I don't think that ever happened, but I like people that's not supposed to be there being there.
Same.
I like it. So that's why I'm like Denver. See, I was trying to think of the NFC side. I knew my AFC side was Denver. I was like, Denver's the one. I like what they have going on.
I like that.
Out of his mind. I would like to see the David and Goliath thing. I would like to see the underdog versus the powerhouse to see who can, if you really like that. I'm a big fan of that. I'm always a big fan of seeing if somebody's truly what you say you are, and if you like that. And I would love to see that. I would love to see if Denver. That's one of the most exciting teams that I'm looking forward to in the playoffs. Outside of my team, I want to see what Denver can do because I think they're capable of beating Buffalo. I truly do.
That's not what I expected you to say.
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
By the way, Notre Dame just scored. It's 16-10. They're about to kick a field goal, 14-07 in the fourth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's about what I figured. Yeah, I'm going for under. I don't know a perfect matchup that I would want to see, honestly. But I like underdogs just emerging. Kind of like how we did that year when we won it. Nobody expected Tampa to win it. Like nobody.
The Steelers have done that. Yeah, we've been that team that people
to win it,
like,
but we had a run. Yeah, we had Brady, cool, but we made a run. You know what I mean? You have that year.
If somebody was to make a run, the funny thing is I've been thinking about this lately because anytime the playoffs come around, I'm like, okay, they just made the extra point, so it's 17-10. Cool. I always think, who could make a run? Who's primed for this? And I just don't know if any AFC team can do it. I mean, maybe. But if they do, it makes it that much more crazier because you're like.
Because you know why? Because I don't believe in Buffalo. Because you got to think, certain teams get there, they never finish. Buffalo is doing the same thing every year and they duck out. Same thing with Baltimore. Oh, Baltimore going to win this year. They're going to the playoff and lose a first damn round. You know what I mean? Or get into the AFC Championship and lose. So it's just like some of these teams I just don't even believe in anymore because they always get so hyped every single year. They get to the big dance and they fail it every single time. So
if Denver makes it, what's crazy is they will have to beat the Bills. Then they will have to beat the Chiefs.
Crazy.
And then they're gonna have to be whoever's left. Like
that's what wishful. You said dream matchup, right?
No, I like it. I listen.
You said
stranger
dream,
things have happened.
I like that, but I do.
And the weird thing is though, the
Bills. I like that one too, though. I like that one too.
The Lions Bills is slowly growing on me.
I like that.
But the interesting thing when you talk about Denver is they play Kansas City like in the regular season, and they should have beat. They
should have beat them. They should have beat them. I remember that
interesting.
Game.
That's interesting.
That's why I said people sleeping on that's another team that everybody's just throwing under the rug. I said, man, look, that defense, man, and
defense is legit.
Bo Nix is playing better than I ever would have imagined. You know what I mean? So. Like I said with us, the Bucs.
Remember when we were trying to get sold on how bad he was and how terrible he was, and he's so bad. And
I gotta eat it.
I'm like, I was lied to, and I believed it. He's great. Let him be who he's gonna be.
He should be. He's already an NFL vet at his age, coming in as a rookie, so he should be good. But that dude is balling. I can't take nothing from Bo Nix. I can't take nothing from those Oregon boys. Him, Bucky Irvin. Once again, never would have known Bucky was going to come in and be an 1,100-yard back his rookie year. Never would have told me. I got to get a Bucky Irvin jersey. That's my next 7th jersey. I got to get it. You know what I mean? So never would have thought it. He's just kind of, like I said, without him, to go back to us, without him, we're not here.
It's true.
Easy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. Well, I don't have any other questions. The last question is, we'll end on you.
Yeah.
Is just anything you want us to know about your team. Like I said before, when the playoffs come around, you know how this world goes. Everybody has so much to say about teams they've never watched before. So is there anything that you want people to know when they're watching the Bucs that they should watch for? I always tell people it's going to be ugly. It's going to be knocked down. It's going to be dropout. Don't expect a normal football game. Okay. We're going to do things that you are going to be like, And how are they still in this? That's who we are. Okay.
You know what? And we have a little bit of that with Tampa. But the thing about it is, if you let us hang around in the game, we're going to get scrappy. We're going to get physical, and we're streaky. So if you let us hang around, we can put up points very fast. But now we'll have penalties where we shoot ourselves in the foot every single time. We'll have penalties that make you bang your head against a wall. We'll have calls that you're just like, what? But you got to knock us out quick, because if you let us hang around and we feel like we can beat you, we're going to end up beating you, and we're going to be physical doing it. And that's what I have to say. Like, yeah, we on paper, and watch when that game starts. They're going to talk about how we're so injured and how we're probably, I think we are favored in the game, but how we're so injured, and, you know, the players that's out, all these franchise players that's out. Don't pay attention to that, man. Just watch how they rally together. Watch how they are a physical team that'll beat you up. If you let us hang around, you better get us early, because if we hang around, we're going to find a way to win. And and you don't want a confident Baker and Mike Evans going into the playoffs.
Absolutely. You don't.
So if you give them any bit of confidence that we can beat you, we're going to get you. You know what I mean?
That's
so that's
Oklahoma Baker.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I got to equal Baker too, because I was like, oh, Baker, I got to shut up. This dude's balling. You know what I mean? So yeah, get us early, because if you don't, you're going to have a problem on your hands come late. Come late in the fourth.
Can I just say one thing I like about players like Baker is give me a competitor any day of the week.
Any day of the damn week.
And twice on Sunday. It's the same. It's kind of the same with George Pickens, but different, because obviously Baker's a quarterback.
He's one of the biggest competitors.
Baker's the quarterback, so but he still finds ways to let you know that he's not scared, and I love that.
I love he's rough on the edges. I love he just give me that old confident and sometimes cocky Baker, and
arrogant. I love it.
I love it. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. If you give them any bit of confidence, you're in trouble. Especially if other things can get the clicking, you could be in trouble. And hey, we could mess around and shock a couple teams. You just don't know. Like, once again, Bucks are the question mark team that you're just like, they barely got in, they're facing injuries, but somehow they're still here. You know what I mean? That's our team. You let us hang around long enough, you're going to be on the other side of the loop. You're going to be on the other side of that win column.
That's kind of how I feel. A close game, sign me up. So, like, I'm not going against my team.
But if you jump on us, we're going to have a problem getting back up. That's the thing. You jump on us, it's going to be hard to fight.
Ours is interesting because you can jump on us. You're probably going to score your first drive. You're probably going to make it. You're probably going to go up 10-0. Like, I'm talking like
14, 17.
Yeah, our offense is going to be slow. That's just what we're going to do. But I always tell people, like, if this offense comes out and scores points, though, watch out. My team just doesn't do that.
Early? You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah. So anyway, so I appreciate you taking the time. Obviously, it's busy. The whole world, half the West Coast is dealing with fires. The East Coast, no, I don't, because I'm more south.
We got some coming tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay. But you guys don't like shut down the whole operation if you get snow, right?
In the South, we're not prepared for snow, so yeah, everything is going to be shut down.
Okay. I didn't know that you all did that too.
Schools are shut down. Everything tomorrow. My son's school, everything is done. Is with 2 to 3 inches of snow. That's it.
Yeah.
Here they're like handle it. South can't handle it.
Here they're like potential.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. True. Like done. I'm not going to office tomorrow. Like it's a wrap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
It's all good.
Cool. Well, we will end this. Perfect timing. It is 17-17. So
yeah, we gotta get to it.
There you go. So there you go. And you have 10 minutes left. So you will see.
Perfect. That's all.
It's just getting good.
This is 0-0 now. This is 0-0. We good.
You missed nothing. Anyway, so I appreciate you, and we'll chat soon. All right.